Alabama making some news on the recruiting front down in Southern Cal. They just landed yet another 5-star. And a guy that got away, well, this time he's on the hook. We're going to talk about Domani Jackson committing to the Crimson Tide as Alabama gets set to take on Michigan. Oh, guess who is runner-up for the 5-star defensive back services? Michigan. How ironic. What do you say, everybody, and welcome to the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Some breaking news. Domani Jackson is coming to Alabama. So Nick Saban, while he's getting ready for the Rose Bowl, goes down and nets a former 5-star defensive back. Hi, everybody. I'm Mick Gillespie on the socials at Broadcaster Mick. And I want to remind you that our channel is presented by Pearl River Resort over in Choctaw, Mississippi. Now's a great time to make your picks count. Vegas-style sportsbook over there at the Golden Moon Casino. You got TVs with all the games, including the bowl games, the college football playoff, the NFL. You can bet on all of those and hang out, table games, the slots, all of that at Pearl River Resort. All right, let's talk about this because obviously, part of Nick Saban's success is bringing in top talent. And Domani Jackson was a player that Alabama thought they were going to nab a couple of years ago. And then Domani, at the last second, picked between Alabama and USC, and the 5-star out of Mater Day decided to go to USC. And he played a season there. Here's a conversation that I had with Andrew Bone, who is a recruiting insider with On3 and Bama Online, about Domani Jackson. And he talks about what the guy brings to the table.
When he went through this process, back in 2021, Alabama was that runner-up school for him. He committed to USC early in his career, early in his recruitment, and then decommitted when Clay Helton was fired. Alabama was the heavy favorite. Michigan was also in it, but ends up recommitting to USC, deciding to stay a little bit closer to home. But now, back on the market, and Alabama would love to add him to their roster.
There you go, and they do. They add him to their arsenal. So that was an interview I did with Bone that never got a chance to air because this happened so fast. So let's talk about Domani Jackson, the former 5-star defensive back. He entered the transfer portal on December 18th and was deciding between Alabama and Michigan, right? And he was at Alabama's practice yesterday. Nick Saban actually stopped what he was doing, jogged over, and shook his hand. And so, Alabama had watched him. They were hoping that they would get him in the past. He had a great relationship with the defensive backs coach at USC who had been recruiting him from the time that he was in 8th grade. Well, that coach is going to Georgia, and Alabama is going to lose Kool-Aid McKinstry, Terrion Arnold, Malachi Moore, Christian Story, Jalen Key. They need some guys for that secondary. And that gives a player like Domani Jackson an opportunity. Come over. Now, this past season for Jackson was not a fantastic season for him on that USC defense. He appeared in 18 games across his career with a total of 28 tackles and 4 passes deflected. And he's out of Santa Ana, California. And again, he went to Mater Day High School, which Alabama's had a pipeline to that school. I mean, they've had players that have come out of there. So it's not a big surprise that they would get another guy out of that school. But when you're going to Southern Cal to play a football game and the other team you're playing is after the same guy you are, it gives you a little bit of momentum to get that guy to come to school with you and go to Alabama and play football. So that's the news. It adds to Alabama's class, which was already ranked the second best class behind Georgia with the early signing day. The transfers that they're bringing in are blue chip superstar type guys. So this is the second former 5-star that's coming in to join Alabama, and this class will continue to get better. There's some other targets out there for Alabama. We'll cover those as we move on. But today it's all about Domani Jackson and him joining this Alabama football program.